Are you using dating apps and dating sites? Are you frustrated with how many guys swipe right and text but don't follow through? Did you know there's a completely different way of screening men that will result in you having a fun online dating experience and meeting only highly motivated guys? Stick around and I'll show you how. I'm Marc, Katz, dating coach for smart, strong, successful women and your personal trainer for love. Welcome to the Love You podcast. Stay to the end of this video to discover a better way to date online. When we're done, I'll let you know how you can apply to Love You to create a passionate relationship that makes you feel safe, heard, and understood. So today, I'm going to give you a sneak peek inside of Love You, metaphorically speaking. I'm going to tell you some terminology that we use inside the course that I think is very useful. I always talk about something called the funnel. If you go into the Love You Facebook group, there's hundreds of women and they talk about the funnel. And the funnel basically said there's 1 billion guys online and our job is to narrow them down. Now, the reason I'm doing this podcast and video for you is that the way people funnel, the way people narrow people down, I think is highly misguided and counterproductive to your goal. Now, I get into this in great detail in week 7 of Love You. Love You is my signature courses. 26 weeks, and week 7 is online dating, and I offer 90 minutes of my best online dating advice, including the 222 rule, opinion openers, and a checklist for you to print out to help you develop a healthy daily dating practice. And dating is a daily practice. Regardless of that, one thing that I realize is that good advice doesn't matter much if you don't know how to search for a guy online. So you can think you've got a great profile and you've got great texting emoji game and you've got cute pictures, but if you don't know how to search for a guy and finding the guy is the issue, you're going to end up in the same place you were before. It's hard to complain that men are shallow and flaky if the only way you're interacting with them is swiping right on cute photos and texting. Right? The medium itself is the problem with dating apps. So I'm going to say, let's say you're on a mainstream dating site, a Match.com, a Plenty of Fish, and OkCupid. Big mainstream brand site, and they're all owned by Match. So what do most women do when they get to one of these sites? Makes perfect sense. I know who I am. I know what I like. I know what I'm attracted to. Here's what I'm worth. And I'm going to narrow down my choices. And as a result, what you end up doing is screening out. You're looking for a perfect guy based on what you like. He's 6 feet tall, right? He makes 6 figures, or he makes more than I do. He has these hobbies. He is, within a couple years of my age range or younger. We go on, and the more things we select for, the narrower the dating pool does. I thought of doing an infographic of this, really showing how the dating pool narrows, because 86% of men are less than 6 feet tall, and 90% of men make less than $100,000, and 95% of men don't have master's degrees. These are ballpark numbers, but you get the idea. The more you narrow it down, right? 1.7% of men are Jewish. So the more you narrow it down, the more your pool shrinks. Right? And then what happens? You set your narrow filter. It's like, okay, these are my guys. And now, if a cute guy writes to you, he's pretty much guaranteed, if he reaches out to you and you find him attractive, he's pretty much guaranteed of a date. You're going to go on a date with a guy because you set your criteria so narrow and so high that finding anybody you like is kind of rare. That's what happens when you're singularly focused. And to you, this makes sense. But here's the problem with that methodology of screening. There's very few guys who qualify. Really very few guys who qualify, and you end up getting false positives or something like that. You end up disqualifying men who are actually qualified, because these men are not screened. They're not screened for quality. They're screened based on these arbitrary search criteria, which doesn't encompass everything. I always use my wife and I as a perfect example. We were both on Match.com at the same time. My age range wasn't broad enough to accommodate her. She was 3 years older than my top age. My wife, I can guarantee, was not looking for a Jewish guy. much less a Jewish atheist, when she was dating online. She was probably looking for a sort of generic Christian guy because she's Catholic. This is the problem. Our search criteria unnecessarily narrow things arbitrarily. And then, because we think we did a good job with our search, any guy who gets through the screen sails through quickly, and now he gets a free pass. But these guys haven't put in any time. You haven't differentiated yourself from the other people he's talking to. And because he's your type and it's hard to find, you end up where you are now. Having a lot of texting relationships, going out on lame blind coffee dates, hooking up with a guy that you barely know because he was cute. But he didn't put in any effort to earn that date with you. All he had to do was pass your criteria. And that leads to lots of bad dates and lots of bad feelings around dating, online dating and men. So the Love You way flips that whole thing around. Instead of putting on this high screening filter at the beginning and making it essentially impossible for most guys to get to you, we want you to have access to the whole phone book. We want you to see everybody. We want you to keep your screening open, your funnel wide at the beginning, and then narrow it based on his efforts, right, to determine whether he's worthy of meeting you. This means instead of putting a narrow search criteria, you go on there, you put it in the age range of 5 years younger to 10 years older within 20 miles of your house, and you just start browsing guys. On Match.com, I recommend using the reverse match function, which shows you men who are looking for women your own age, right? So broad age criteria, 5 years younger to 10 years older, ballpark, and now just look through guys. And now we've got 10 times more men than you were looking at before. And you might discover there's some cute guys with good profiles and senses of humor who might have filled out your original thing wrong because you said you were looking for X, but he's Y. And right, like, these things are malleable. We treat them as if they're not, but they are. The more people who you see, the more people see you, the more options you have, the more men you have in your funnel. And now we've got 7 to 10 guys at a given time who are of quality that you can screen based on efforts to take him from the dating site to your email to a phone call, right, over the course of time. And watch as these men either hang themselves because they are lazy, perverted, negative, impatient, incurious, stupid. You discover that with a couple emails on the dating site and a couple emails on Gmail and a phone call. You get to discover what kind of guy you have on your hand instead of giving him a free pass. This is the alternative. Generally, women grant that free pass. He's cute. You give him your phone number, and now you're stuck. You're either texting or you're going out with someone who hasn't put in any effort. He's got nothing invested in you. So my way is literally the opposite of the way you've been doing it, but that's why it works, because the thing you've been doing now hasn't been working. That's why you're here, because your way hasn't gotten you what you want. If you want to know how to do this even more specifically, week 7 of Love You, I go into great depth on what I call the 222 rule, how to screen guys, how to keep a full online dating funnel so that you're only going out with men that you want, and you could put in about a half hour a day to online dating and pretty much guarantee that you go on one quality pre-screened date with a highly motivated man each and every week instead of getting stuck in texting hell. My name is Marc Katz. Thank you for tuning into the Love You podcast. For more episodes like this on YouTube, click on the subscribe button and ring the bell. Choose all to ensure that you get notified when new content comes out. If you're listening to the audio podcast, please scroll down below to leave an honest review on Apple. More reviews equals more awareness of the Love You podcast, equals more love in the world. And if you're interested in being a part of Love You and getting coaching, click on the link below to apply. Thank you so much. I will talk to you soon.